What is good, my dudes? Welcome back to Roblox, and here we're going to be doing another game review, and this time's going to be on Salvage. Parachute onto a beautiful island where you must slaughter every living soul, battle to the death to be the sole victor, and attain glory. Sounds very much about another game that I remember. So let's get right into it. Now for some basic info about the game is made by Restaurant City, a development team founded by Eggnog Slayer. This game was created August 30th, and it has over 1 million visits at the moment. So obviously this is a pretty popular game, I'd say. It's on the front page as well. So let's just go ahead and take a look at it. Salvage has you jumping in. As soon as you enter the game, you'll be asked to pick your gender between female and male. And you're in a very, very similar starting kind of situation as it looks like to Apocalypse Rising. As you can see, you're on the coastline, and you have some stuff over here. You have a health bar, you know. It just looks a lot to me like Apocalypse Rising from the beginning. Or you could spawn into the lobby, which is a alright looking lobby, I have to say. This is a bit the holiday version that they have at the moment. But I would say it is a alright looking lobby. Definitely, for sure. In the lobby you will find a character editor, which simply involves some different hairstyles as well as hair colors. These do cost money, so you will have to buy them. Along with that, you also have hats, body, clothes, and packs as well. All cost money, of course. The tops are actually, I think, pretty boring, pretty bland clothing. I wouldn't say the clothing creator is the you know, one of the heights of this game. It just isn't very good. There's just not many options. The clothing isn't very detailed. I've seen Apocalypse Rising, as I used earlier, has much better looking clothes than this. It's all much more detailed, and there's just not much here as far as options go. As one lobby, you will have stats. This will only be viewed by you, and you can see your KDR, your wins, your level, your kills, your deaths. I feel like there could be a bit more based on some other things, like maybe your win ratio, maybe, but never mind. I guess there's also a bunch of other things clearly missing, such as things like time played, maybe, but who knows? Maybe it's just me. A tutorial area, so you can learn how to play with multiple slides. Again, this will only be viewed by you. Other people can use it in the same time, but you probably wouldn't know. As well as a board to buy credits, which are, I would say, very much overpriced. For instance, to buy a bandana, it costs about 180 Robux. So depending on how much you're willing to spend, I would never spend as much, even if I had a ton of Robux, which I used to. But I wouldn't spend a lot of Robux on this, even if I had a ton of Robux. I wouldn't spend 180 on a bandana. That doesn't look very good. And a game that I don't necessarily play, but I guess if you're really into this game, then go ahead. More power to you. There are also apparently plans to add a premium service. I don't know what the point of that is. Then once the round starts, you are parachuted into the map with a awful looking parachute. I've seen much better parachutes than that. The actual parachute is basically a cylinder. I've seen much more detailed ones than that. And then you're set about to explore the area, the map, and it's basically Hunger Games, but it doesn't have a Hunger Games feel though. Around the map you will find guns as well as ammo to fill those guns. You do have a fairly limited inventory though, so watch out for that. And that's basically it, and go around killing each other. That's basically really about all there is to this game. You can find melee weapons as well, and there's also some purple rain that comes, or acid fog or whatever it is, that will come up from the side, and it will basically damage you. But there's also some supply drops that come in every now and then. But other than that, you're free to do whatever you want as far as going around and killing people. Which is basically the purpose of this game. That's how you win. You go around. You're supposed to be the last person alive. That's how you would win. I wish there was a more better indicator to actually show people's health, because as you saw there, I don't really know what health he was at until he actually died. I just didn't know, so just wish there was like some sort of health indicator above other people when they're like a certain range or something of that nature. It would be a lot more helpful. It would be really helpful if that was implemented. And again, the map just doesn't look that great. It looks looks really blocky, very much like Roblox. I mean, honestly, I think the lobby looks better for the most part. For very much the most part, looks much better than the actual map. The maps of the game, I think they just looks much better. I mean, that looks pretty good. The tower over there, and these trees look pretty nice. I just think it overall looks just much better than the actual map. So I don't know what's going on there. There's also a spectate mode, which I think pretty much fills the bill of a spectate mode. Does everything it should be expected to do. Shows people's health, shows who it is. That's basically all you would really need in a spectate mode. So yeah, I'd say it's definitely is a good spectate mode. It definitely works. It does everything it needs to. This is where I come back to the beautiful islands. Beautiful island quote here. The island is not beautiful, and other than be surrounded by water, there's no way you'd ever know it was an island. So go figure. Now this was on the second map I played, and I feel like this map looks a lot better than the first one I did. It still looks a bit lazy in some areas, like to build the barn back there. But I feel like the trees look much better than they did. Or maybe they were the same. I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention. But I feel like the map just looks overall much better than what it did in the last map. So there's some potential here. I definitely see it. Although what I feel like is that this game comes down to a lot of luck of where you spawn. Because basically, if you get an automatic rifle and someone else doesn't, then there's nothing they can do about it. They're gonna lose the game. There's not much they can really do about it, unless they're just really good. But on normal skill level, if you get a rifle and someone else doesn't, they lose. It's basically that simple. I feel like there'd be more balancing as far as weapons go. There's also levels in this game. As you can see, this guy is a level 8 certified kill wagon dude that goes around just killing everyone, obviously. And he obviously likes his game and enjoys it far better than I do. There is some progression in the game involving the backpacks. As you level up, you'll gain access to some better backpacks, which increase your inventory space. And I feel like this isn't a very good leveling system. I mean, because inventory can mean a lot of things. If you have more inventory, then you can have more ammo. You can have more guns as well. You can have you can have more ammo, and that can just be huge. That can be huge in a firefight because if you could just attrition someone and they run out of ammo before you do, that can be huge. And I just feel like there could be much better sort of progression systems within the game. Now, granted, these only offer a couple extra inventory spaces, but that's a whole new magazine, so take that as you will. Also, I would say a pretty large variety of weapons, everything from like AK-47s to peacemakers or peacekeepers, and to a bunch of like pistols, such as Desert Eagles, and there's a lot of melee weapons as well. So I feel like the weapon variety is definitely there. I like the weapon variety. Though most of them do the exact same thing. You got assault rifles that you have some assault rifles that are just fired, that just are automatic, and you have some that are more like carbines. And though most of them really do about the same thing, about carbines and assault rifles, automatic, and they all have the exact same sound effect. They all have pretty bland looking models. So there's just not much variety, really. Though the models do look different, though, so I will give them that. You can definitely tell that they're different guns. And make an example, look at this guy right here. He looks like whenever you go into like whenever you go for like after you loaded for something, and none of the textures are loaded. This is exactly what this looks like. Like plain exactly what this looks like. The lobby time also seems a bit too much for my taste. 40 seconds seems a long time, especially since if you die early in the game, you can be waiting for like 15 to 30 minutes just for a new game to start. I mean, it's probably a bit on the that's probably a bit exaggeration, but you know what I mean. So that's really about it for this game. There's I have to say this game is pretty. It's a pretty you know, it doesn't really stand out to me very much. Other than the fact that I think the island kind of thing is pretty unique. Other than that, I just don't really see much else here. You know, there's just nothing else really here. It's very cookie cutter. Everything, you know, kind of like copy and paste from the other games, such as the customization, the backpacks, the weapons, the kind of gameplay it has. It's just everything just seems like it's been ripped out of another game to me. To be completely honest, that's what it just looks like to me. Especially since a lot of this stuff just looks really bad, such as the clothes and the maps. Like, those things, they look very good. I mean, the game started to get slightly better the more I played, but it's just never really got to the point where I'd actually play this outside of a review. So for the final score, I'm probably gonna give this game probably about a 6. I feel like it's just barely above average, barely. It just barely goes above about, you know, middle ground. I feel like it's probably more of a low 6, honestly, but it's still a 6, I would say, but a pretty low 6. And I'm not gonna give my personal recommendation, but I'm not gonna dislike it either because I don't feel like it deserves that. There's definitely some you know, potential here. I definitely see some potential in this game, though I just don't see that this is a very good premise for a game. Just being honest here, I don't feel like Parachute on the Island, where you must slaughter every living soul, is a very good premise. I've definitely seen more creative, you know, games like this. You know, the ones with like where there's like, remember those games of like the good. It's asymmetrical gameplay is what I'm trying to say, but the ones with like the guy's basically slender and he goes around killing everyone else with the the guy who plays a slender, the guy who ends up being hunted or whatever. He has all those unique abilities and all that. There's nothing like that here. I've seen much, and there's also the Hunger Games ones, which are okay games, but I've just seen better examples of a game like this. That's basically kind of what this falls under. It's kind of like a single gameplay mode is basically what this is. It falls under the same kind of categories, the Hunger Game one and the Slender games. And I just don't feel like it compares favorably with those for most of them. So that's why I give this game a 6. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Roblox Game Reviews.